actually a big disinfecting wipes user. Why? Because it was super convenient, right? You could just grab a wipe, you could toss it, because I didn't want anything that touched a toilet to go into my washing machine, because that's super gross, right? So I'm especially using gloves now for this because I don't want to touch these chemicals. But I wanted to read the instructions, and I encourage you, when you guys are, going to grab for your chemicals, to think twice, and read the back label, because I think you'll be surprised by what you're doing is not matching up with what the instructions say. So this says to disinfect, use a wipe to remove heavy soil. So first off, this is a pre-cleaning step that you have to do before you use a wipe. Or you need to at least use one wipe to remove heavy soil. Then unfold a second wipe, a clean wipe, and thoroughly wet the surface. Treated surface must remain visibly wet for a full 3 minutes. So this is for this particular brand. For other brands, it's 4 minutes. Other brands, it's even up to 10 minutes that it has to stay wet. And it says to use additional wipes if needed to assure continuous 3-minute wet contact time. How many of you have ever done that? I know I certainly didn't. And then it says a thorough rinse with potable water is required for surfaces in direct contact with food. Why? Because they have done tests that shows that we should not be having our food come in contact. We should not be ingesting the chemicals that are in these. I was a person that I was never afraid of chemicals. I had actually read these on a different cleaner that I used to use, and I had actually chosen to, I don't need to clean it. I'm like, I figured, if it was on a store shelf, that it couldn't be that bad for me. It wasn't something that I wanted to worry about. And I have 5 children. I didn't have time to be cleaning beforehand, during, and after, and so I would just wipe a surface and move on. Also, my husband was a student for 10 years. We had to live super frugally, and so I would use these wipes and go all over our house using, as few wipes as I possibly could, so I know that my surfaces were not staying wet. So what I have here is a special powder that illuminates under a black light. So I'm going to just pour a little bit on here and smear it. And I'm going to show you, and Anna, if you could tell me if it shows up very well. Can you see it through the screen? Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys how it illuminates, and I'm going to now clean it with a disinfecting wipe. So if this were my toilet seat, this is how I would be cleaning this. So then I'm going to show you the results that I get with that. Okay. Do you guys see? Is that showing up for them?
Smeared.
How it's just smeared all over the mirror. And then I also want to show you, it's in the towel, the wipe. I would go from surface to surface in my house. So that's like one light switch. The next light switch. Oh, I need to clean the doorknob. The kids aren't washing their hands very well, or, there's been the flu in our house, so I'm just wiping down all the surfaces. And if I'm using the same wipe, I am taking those germs from one surface to the next as I do that. Oh, wrong thing. Light switch. Okay, so I'm going to add a little more powder so no one thinks that I'm just cleaning up after that. So smear this. Let's see, should I hang it up on there? Okay, so I added some more of the glow germ so you guys can see what I'm starting off with, a similar surface, and I'm just going to clean this with the EnviroCloth. I'm going to go to a clean side. Okay. Now, what do you see? I don't see any smears. Okay, I'm going to come over here. You can see that this is illuminating here. Let's go to this other side too. Is it in here? Okay. And I'm going to remove this. And I don't see any smears on that mirror of the illuminating glow germ. But yet you see it all here in the cloth. But it is not transferring to the mirror. Oh yeah, so sorry. It's making it difficult. I realize it's hard to see over this. But so this was amazing to me because the main reason that I was using these disinfecting wipes, one of my favorite places was the doorknobs, the light switches, which I would just keep using them through all of them. If I were to take one, a single wipe for all of these, that would cost me a fortune. Then also, that I was using them on my toilet. And so what I realized, because I wasn't leaving it on the contact time for the full 4 minutes that what I was sitting on was a slurry of chemical residue and a bunch of live germs. And there would be some dead germs because it would kill the weaker ones. But I love that I can be confident now with my Norwex and ViroCloth that as I clean these surfaces, whether it be raw chicken or cleaning up, you know, I have 3 boys, the pee that's all over the toilet seat, I know that I'm leaving a completely clean surface.